Hey, what's going on, comic fans? Mr. Q Comics, another haul video. This is all stuff I got online, mostly eBay stuff. I've been kind of, buying on eBay the past couple months. I try not to buy on eBay too much. I do it occasionally. When I got back into the hobby, I was pretty much buying mostly on eBay until I really started, going into local shops a lot more and meeting some local dealers and getting some good relationships going. And I just prefer to spend my money on local businesses if I can. Um, you know, eBay is certainly great, but I definitely have found myself getting burned or making bad decisions on eBay. And it can get kind of annoying, especially with when you're paying money for a book and sellers don't know what they're doing. And you get a book that's packed just ridiculously. It's really aggravating to go through the hassle. I once bought a New Mutants 87 on eBay. The guy literally rolled it up and put it in a small poster tube. I was completely floored. Like I couldn't believe it. So, anyways, I still do buy on eBay, of course. I mean, you can get some great deals if you're smart. Um, so these were kind of not cheap lots like I bought like the last time I talked about eBay. But anyways, the first stuff I bought was not eBay. I try not to buy these. I try not to spend too much money on variant covers, but I couldn't resist on these. Saw them on the J. Scott Campbell store. Amazing Spider-Man 14. I mean, to me, J. Scott Campbell's great. I love the art, but he puts out so many of these variants. There's always an exclusive variant in his store, like every month, and there's always 4 to 6 covers, and they're always limited. But when you've got thousands of these things out there, and you've got hundreds of thousands, if there's got to be so many copies of signed, rare J. Scott Campbell copies. You're just flooding the market. Anyways, I just thought these ones were awesome, though. So I got the signed lot. I only got the 4-pack. I didn't get like the virgin ones as well. You could have got like an 8-pack with this, but this was enough for me. So here's all the covers. The cool Gwen Stacy one. And obviously, everyone buys J. Scott Campbell because it's the, modern pinup. And to me, if I'm going to buy stuff, it's going to be Spidey themed. And of course, Mary Jane and the Black Cat. This has got to be my favorite one. And I know I've seen it before. I know I've seen this as a statue and a print that he did with this image. And I don't know if it's the first time it's on one of the covers, but it is gorgeous. I mean, let's be honest, it doesn't really look like a real woman, but still really unbelievable art. And of course, the Black Cat cover, which I know I've seen on another book as well. And I think that's awesome what the red pen he did there. So stoked to have them. Like I said, I won't spend a ton on J. Scott Campbell. I'll buy the regular price covers, but he does just amazing work. Those are gorgeous. So couldn't pass those up. And those are definitely staying with me. Those are not being resold. So I don't remember when I got this. It was probably only like $10. Avengers 49, just filling in some Silver Age stuff. Pretty decent shape. I think I found a seller who was auctioning off a bunch of Silver Age, and I grabbed this one, and then I kind of cut myself off because I have a tendency to, when people are running off single books, it just gets out of hand pretty quickly if you're trying to fill in runs. So that was the only one I got. I think I've been sitting on that one for a while, but it's in good shape. Grabbed this from a seller, Captain America #1 variant. Cool Adam Hughes cover. Also love Hughes' kind of modern pinup. Don't typically see, I guess you see more Hughes stuff with guys on it, unlike like Archer. But the reason I went to that seller was he had the Captain Marvel variant, which I think is awesome. And this one just had like a tiny corner ding or something, and he marked it way down. This book was, when it first came out, it was expensive. I'm pretty sure it's an incentive variant. And I can't remember what I paid for it. I think it was only like $15. And he had combined shipping, and he had that other variant cheap. And I love Hughes, and I'm not a huge Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel fan, but the cover's sick. You can't deny it. It's awesome. Great. So I was psyched to get it. I mean, I didn't mind the corner ding. Something that could probably be pressed out, but I didn't care. It was a lot less. So now this is a book I talk about all the time. Gideon Falls. I know it's been optioned for a show or whatever, like everything. So I decided, I'm going to get a few more copies of #1. And they're going for like $25 for a copy of #1 in near mint condition. So I found a seller that was selling a 3-pack of all of the variants and the regular cover, and he had it for $30. So I couldn't pass that up, and he had multiple lots. So I got 2. So here's this variant. I got 2 of those. I'll just show one. And I can't remember if this is B or C. I don't even know who did the cover. So I'm not a fan of that cover. This cover is sick. I think this is Jock. I think. Beautiful. Two of those. And I don't really remember what the variants go for, but I think, you know, $30 for all three of them I thought was more than reasonable. So like I said, I got 2 lots. And of course, number 1, the cover A. And these are pristine. Gorgeous. Definitely, you know, high 9s. So psyched to get those. I had the cover A already, but mine was just, I got it wanting to read it. Mine was probably like the last one on the shelf that somehow miraculously stayed on the shelf, you know, a month after it came out. So psyched to get those. If I can find him, I'll probably get more. He's, of course, sold out. He had like 10 lots of 3, but long gone. So jumping on some kind of books that have gotten hot recently with movie announcements. So I got multiple copies of these. This one I probably got a little too excited. Avengers 196 is probably one of the first copies I saw. And I talked the guy down to, I think it was like $75. It's not in bad shape, but it's definitely got some spine stuff going on there. So I'd say it's mid-grade. It's in the fine range. So it was like the day after the announcement came out, and I was like, I better get a couple copies now. I've never seen this in any of my shops. All these years, never once come across this book. I get $195 all the time cheap, but I was glad to grab a couple of these copies. I'm sure I'll keep one, but I did buy them for the intent of when it gets around in the Black Widow movie that I'm sure it'll cool off, but then it usually kind of heats back up again. So I managed to find a few copies. This one was less than 50. This was in better shape than the other one. This is just one of those great, you know, perfect eBay scenarios where the guy listed it as very good. He put up quality pictures, and he had a low best offer price. And I did that kind of, oh, should I buy it just as it is, or I'll take a chance and make him an offer? And I got it for less than $50. And it's definitely better than the other copy. So this was definitely worth it. I mean, this could be flipped for money right now, but I'll sit on it. So I don't even know what this is. This is probably very fine. I don't know why he had it. It's very good, but you know, sometimes you stumble across that on eBay. So psyched to get that. And I did get a third copy. This one, I think the seller had it right on. It's in the very fine range. Looks decent. All of them could stand to be cleaned and pressed. It's got a small tear there, which I knew. So, and I think this one was like $65 shipped. So I think they're just going to keep going up. They seem like they're still going up. I see them, you know, I do a lot of save searches on eBay. So definitely tough to find these. I mean, 9/8 are going well over $1,000, which is crazy money to me. Just floored by it. It is a great cover though, man. The green background, and I'm not sure. I think is it George Perez? I think it is. It is an awesome cover. And I never read a lot of Avengers. I don't know a ton of the Taskmaster, but it is a cool looking character. I'm pretty psyched to see what they do in the movie with it. So, yeah, psyched to get those. Even more happy to get these. Childhood favorite. Both of these I got same price. $85 shipped. DC Comics Presents number 47. First appearance of Masters of the Universe in the DC Universe here. Awesome book. I've wanted this forever. Masters of the Universe is like that was the toy for me as a kid. So this is full on nostalgia, flashback to my childhood. Again, never stumble across this in my stores. And same thing. I know this has got another movie. They're redoing it. I don't know how you're going to beat the original with Dolph Lundgren, but it was going up in price. I'm like, man, I want this for my personal collection. I don't want to, I just got it because I didn't want to wait. I knew it was going to go up, and I said, I better bite the bullet. So I got 2 copies. One guy had one listed. I can't remember which one was listed which. Someone had theirs listed as very fine minus, and when I got it, they're both really good shape. I think the one that was listed, sorry, I'm talking about 2, and I got 2. I forgot to show the other one. Both newsstands, both $85, and I think both are VF plus, if not higher. Now, one of them was listed as VF near mint, and I think he was pretty accurate. It could use again, press and clean, and I probably will get both slabbed. The one that was listed as VF minus, it has some tiny tears on a couple of interior pages, and I'm not sure how that affects it, but still, both pretty high grade for less than $100. This book is definitely going for a lot more than that. So I was real happy to get 2 copies. Yeah, it just started spiking, quite a bit. I don't know if they had, updated the news on the movie or whatnot, but whatever, psyched to get it. I probably won't be buying any more copies unless I find really good steals. I do check it out frequently, but really, really happy to have those. Last couple books. This one was a little disappointing. Amazing Spider-Man 299. It's a nice copy. This was probably a little more than I wanted to pay. What happened was I just was looking one day. I found I can't remember what it was. Amazing Spider-Man. It was the death of Captain Stacy. Saw it from a seller. He had it at a really good price. It was a minor key I'd been wanting, so I started looking at his other stuff. All looked pretty good. He does scans, and he was listing everything as like super high grade, but then he's one of these sellers. He's got like a whole lecture in his description where telling you what not to do, and if you do this, I'm not going to respond to you. And it's kind of like, okay, this is kind of a interesting tone to take where you're trying to sell stuff. So anyways, he does combined shipping, so I ended up buying that book and in this book, and we were going back and forth and talking about other books he was listing and holding off on shipping, even though I was paying because I was going to combine shipping. And this looked really nice. I decided to take a shot. I wasn't going to ask him any questions on condition, and it is nice. It's high, very fine near mint. But he ended up not having the other book. So he just ended up shipping this to me. Didn't give me an opportunity to combine anything else with shipping. Like, he just canceled the other sale. Oops, sorry, I made a mistake. I don't have that. And that annoyed me because that was the book I wanted to begin with. I would have never bought this book if I had known. So that was an interesting experience. But anyways, it's a high grade copy. It's a newsstand, so I can't complain too much. It's definitely got that yellowing effect I see on this book. It's tough to find these $2.98 and $2.99 in pristine white, but yeah, nice book. And of course, as it always works, I buy that, and then a couple days later I stumble across an auction, and I was looking for Spider-Man 300, a better copy. That went through the roof, but right behind it, the guy was offering $2.98 and $2.99 bundled together, and he does that classic mistake where I think he takes a picture of just $2.98 and puts it up there. So at first glance, if you're just quickly going through, you think it's just $2.98, but you've got to look, and of course it's both of them bundled together. So it ended up being like $30 a pop, $35 each. I ended up winning it, and they're in great shape. In the 9s, I think, on both of them. 99 is the newsstand. I think I got like 4 copies of $2.99 now. It's better than the other one I just showed, but definitely psyched to have them. Oops. $2.98 in particular. Don't worry, it's okay, guys. Those are in 4mm Mylar. Those things are great. So 4mm Mylar with fullbacks, definitely what I use on my bigger books. Tough with the Silver Age stuff. It's a tight fit, but on the modern stuff, I use the standard size Mylite 4s with fullbacks. I think you can hug the things around like Frisbees. They're fantastic, and they don't move at all in it. So that's my recommendation. Anyways, really psyched with the $2.98. It's in really, really good shape. So couldn't beat it up for like $35. I thought that was a great deal. I will definitely get these slabs. So yeah, that's it for my eBay stuff, guys. I got a couple more haul videos to go here, but really psyched with those pickups. Some I'll be keeping for a while, and hopefully some I'll be able to flip for some good money when these things spike even more. So if you enjoyed, guys, please like and subscribe. Hit notifications, all that good stuff. And as always, happy hunting.